Awesome, awesome. And we getting it started. We getting it started. We getting it started. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, cool. So we are live, man. We are live. What up, everyone? So welcome to the plug. We are EV Mobile Connect live here. Excited to have you with our second episode of
Yes.
our podcast. So what up, Jay? How you feeling today?
What's up, man? I'm doing good, man. I feel okay, man. For you guys don't know, I'm Jamari's, aka Big J, not the little J. What's happening?
What's good? What's good, everyone? So today we're going to be talking about the EV infrastructure around Indianapolis and what's happening throughout the country. So
Yeah.
I'm excited of what was going to be breaking down today. I know we got some exciting topics. We're going to be really breaking down recent news, things that are going on in the city and throughout the state. We're also going to be breaking down what's coming and
Yes.
then also what's happening right now. We have some stories we want to share with you guys as well. So stay tuned to the end of this episode because you're going to get a lot of value, a lot of knowledge. And I'm excited to talk about essentially why it's important that we have this infrastructure for electric vehicles and how it's changing, how it's building in the city of Indianapolis specifically, but also throughout the country. So, Jay, so far, what's been your experience so far with the EV infrastructure throughout the city?
Throughout the city, I see more and more charging stations and stuff like that. And one of the main things that I noticed, like you have three. How can I put it? You have three major parts to I'm gonna break it all down. You have three major parts to the electric vehicle, which we call the motor, the battery, and the EPCU. So the most important thing is you have more and more electric vehicles stationed throughout the whole Indianapolis, and you have different type of charging station.
For sure. I see it constantly growing, changing, getting better and better all the time. So, what I think the importance of knowing like the infrastructure is because think of like for those who are unfamiliar with electric vehicles, think of it, you have to go to a charging station for about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to fully charge the vehicle.
Mhm.
So it's a little bit different compared to is going to a gas station and just gassing up within 5-10 minutes and being on your way. But obviously, it's a lot more eco-friendly and safer for the environment using electric and not polluting, the world and the atmosphere with all those fossil fuels. So it changes up the dynamic of the, essentially recharging and refilling your vehicle. It's very important to have these, charging stations pretty much everywhere, right? Just like you have gas stations on every single corner, because eventually, in my personal opinion, I would love to hear yours, Jay, is that we're going to have more and more, charging stations, and they're going to be replacing these gas stations. So we're going to see charging
Yeah.
stations everywhere. People are going to be parking and charging, and it's going to be a whole new infrastructure, in exchange for that, for people who have to spend that time there, 30 minutes to an hour. How are people going to spend that 30 minutes to an hour, and what are they going to do, and what are these locations going to offer to the drivers while they're there parked? So that's why we're tapping into that as well. We're excited to be doing that, but
Absolutely.
it's very important because without it, a lot of people don't want to get these electric vehicles. And with the legislation that's coming down, all these vehicles, I think it's like 2/3 of electric vehicle sales have to be, so that's 66% have to be
Mhm.
electric.
Yeah.
So with that many vehicles being electric, we have to have places to charge, and we're already seeing now that there's, here in California, there's a lot of the charge stations are super backed up because they're just not enough stations around. So there's a super importance on what's happening, what's going on. For those who are thinking about getting into EV infrastructure, getting an electric vehicle, to know the EV infrastructure, where to charge, and when in doubt, if you get stuck, you're stalled, give us a call. That's why we're
Right.
here. So,
Right. Right.
but yeah, go ahead. Jamar, what do you think about it? Like, why? Go ahead and jump into it a little bit. I know you have
Well,
some news to share,
yeah.
some exciting news.
What I want to say is a lot of people like how we say a lot of people don't know about electric vehicles. They
Hmm.
also don't know about electric charging stations.
Correct.
Some people don't even know what an electric charging station is. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all think about it, like it's an infrastructure system for providing access points for recharging electric vehicles. That is the electric vehicle charging network is in the individual stations that provide access points for recharge electric vehicles. Um, but what I want to dive deep into is what is the definition of EV infrastructure? Because if we say, yeah, we're gonna give y'all the pros and cons on the infrastructure on EV, they don't even know what infrastructure means, right? So it is defined as structures, machinery, and equipment necessary and integral to support an EV, including battery chargers, rapid chargers, and battery exchange stations. So, and I didn't know that myself until I did a lot of research. So, when you hear me say things in our last podcast, I said I'm gonna be researching a lot of stuff that I don't know by hand. So, the thing, what I just said is something that I really didn't know. I had to research it and dig deep into it, and that's what I consider as infrastructure. Like a lot of charging stations. What does it mean? I had to know the meaning. What does charging stations mean? I had to learn the meaning to that. So yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. Yeah, you had some news. I know you're talking about some news that you did some research on. What is some of the new news that's coming out recently that you said you wanted to just share?
okay. I do want to say this past weekend, President candidate Donald Trump, and I had to research this too. He spoke at a rally in Georgia over the weekend, and while maintained plans to end U.S. President Joe Biden electric vehicle mandate. He also added that he was a supporter of the technology as a result of his endorsement from Tesla CEO Elon Musk. So Donald Trump has partnered up with Elon Musk. Partnered up something we didn't know. I had to research it. He partnered up with Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla. So that's a big shock to me, man.
Yeah, it doesn't really shock me too much because, excuse me, we see how, and this is not a political podcast by any means, but
Yeah.
we see how the wealthy always bind together, right? So Elon Musk is going to support a lot of the same views that Trump is, producing as well. So as we're seeing, what's going on, we're going to probably see a bigger push, right? A bigger push for electric vehicles. The combination of we have one of the biggest powerhouses, partnered up with one of these runner-up former presidents as
Hmm.
well. So yeah, I can see a lot of good things coming from it. Um, I can see a lot of good things coming from what's going to happen in the future, because I'm already seeing it today, right? So
Right.
as we start thinking about like the current infrastructure, I want to talk about a little bit more. So we see that you know with more electric vehicles coming out, right? We
Yeah.
have the Tesla, we have Rivian, we have Lucid, we have these are fully electric companies, right? We have the Fisker. These
Yeah.
are all fully electric companies that are pushing vehicles out by the dozens. Rivian, right?
Yes, you got a new one too.
So as these vehicles come out more and more, we're going to see the infrastructure change and grow. But also, I think Tesla's new V4 superchargers are going to provide a whole lot faster charge for these vehicles. And then we have, well, which you guys can go get up from our website. We do have CCS1 to Tesla's super, charger. So let's say you don't have a Tesla input, you drive in a non-Tesla vehicle. We have the adapters that you can go and put on your vehicle and adapt so you can actually charge at a Tesla station or vice versa. If you're a Tesla driver, we have Tesla to CCS1 to
Yeah.
allow you to be able to charge from your Tesla to a non-Tesla station. And essentially what happens is the computers have to communicate to one another so they can be able to essentially charge but also receive a payment so they don't overcharge the vehicle and they also can get paid for that charge. So
Mhm.
that's the computers have to talk to each other to be able to match, and if that happens you're able to charge non-Tesla vehicles at a Tesla station and Tesla vehicles at a non-Tesla station. So
Yeah.
and we're seeing with how the infrastructure will change even more with Elon Musk opening up his charging stations to other vehicles now, and a lot of other vehicles going to be using his adapter. So we're going
Right.
to see a huge push for more charging stations as we're growing, and we're going to actually get our hands on of them get our hands on them as well. So it's a lot of good things that are happening. And what I want to get into next is essentially like some stories, personal examples that we actually experienced. And I'll start of driving in Indianapolis. Right, we see that there's some stations around, but you get in certain parts of the city, there's it's pretty desolate. So when I was in the city, I was in Mooresville, Indiana, which is about 30 minutes southeast, or no, about southwest of Indianapolis, and I was pretty low on charge. You know how that goes when you get pretty low on charge, and you you kind of figure, with that range anxiety, you know how that feels, right, Jay? You kind of
Mhm.
like, bro, like I need to get that charge. I don't know how.
Right.
You don't want to be like, it's similar for like the gas because once you start seeing that blinker come on or that, like that light, the gas light, you like, oh shoot, let me
your
find
whole
some.
your whole life changed.
Yeah, so it's like, let me figure out where I can charge up. But then I was thinking, I was like, I have to drop off this rental too, so I don't want to go all the way back to the north side to charge and have to drive all the way back to the south side. Then I'm gonna have to charge up again and spend more money.
Right.
So, um,
Right.
I had to
Now,
drive from Mooresville all the way to Southport, which is about almost 35 minutes. It was like, I can't know how many miles, like 25, 30 miles, just to the nearest charging station in that area. And it had, so it's crazy. Like, I'm up here like cruising. I'm turning off the music.
yeah.
I'm turning off down the AC because I'm like, bro, I don't want my car to stop. I'm not trying to be out here stuck. So
So stop right there. So actually, like turning down your music, no, not playing the radio. So all that saves energy, like saves.
yeah, so you gotta think of your car, like for electric vehicles, like a computer, right? So when you got
Right.
or your phone, right? You got 20 apps open on your phone. So how many? Hey Jay, pull out your phone right now. Pull out your phone right now.
Okay.
Pull out your phone right now. No, for real, pull out your phone.
Okay.
And then how many apps do you have open on your phone right now? All
7.
right. So think about that. Every single app is draining your battery. And you're
Yeah.
not even using those apps right now. So like I go through and I hit the swipe up and just swipe all of them away to save your battery. The same thing happens when you're in the car. You got your music playing, you got the AC blaring, you got the movies on in the back for the kids. They charging up
Yeah.
their phones. All that stuff is draining your battery, and that you got to
Hmm.
preserve to get to the next charging station.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like just think of your car now as a computer.
Okay. 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 Yeah, that makes sense.
So I experienced that, and I was like, man, like I know if I experienced that the few times I was driving in the city, I know it's going to be like that, for everyone. So seeing how the infrastructure here is in California with so many different locations where you can
Hmm.
charge, and there's big locations. Like I was one right by my house. It's on the top of Sprouts, which is very similar, like Fresh Time back in Indy. So on the top of their building, they have like 40 charging stations up there. I mean,
Right.
40 charging ports. Yeah, and that's the
Wow.
one station.
Wow. Wow. See, where I'm from, up Mississippi, my people say Biloxi, Mississippi, is the only city that you will see mostly electric vehicles in like 2 or 3 charging stations. That is so ridiculous to the point where Mississippi is always late on everything. Which 5 to 10 years from now, you'll see more and more down there, like deep down south. So and it amazed me. Like I'm like 2 or 3 stations throughout Mississippi, like the Gulf Coast that runs from Alabama to all the way to Louisiana. Man, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I've spent some time in the South, and just like the Midwest is behind. Like everyone, so it typically hits the big cities first:
Yeah,
L.A., New York, Miami, Chicago.
Vegas.
Vegas is up there. It's not always the top, but it's up there. But then like you got Dallas, it's Orlando, stuff like that. But then it starts working your way to all the other cities. Like Indianapolis is up there. I'll say Indianapolis competes. We're like top 15. We're not like top five, but
But it's more here now. Since
yeah,
since we started this company, it's more electric vehicles here now than it was.
yep, that's
So
true.
what I want to know, why is it that many that people getting, like what's making the people get electric vehicles
It,
here? Like
I
why
think
is it
it's
taking so
I think
long?
it's simple, right? So you got to think of it, right? It's the future. Who
Right.
wants to live it? Like, think about when people got the new iPhone.
Right.
There's a lot of people. I'm not gonna get a smartphone. I'm never gonna get a smartphone. I don't want the smartphone. Da, 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 da. People it's yapping at the mouth. And now look at 95% of everyone's phones, 99% of
iPhone.
everyone's phones is not just iPhone, but it's smartphone in general. So that means an
Yeah.
Android phone, a Google phone, iPhone. A lot of them have iPhones, but like, iPhone, Android, all of them are smartphones. So like,
Yeah. Just different brands.
yeah.
Like
So
different car models. Like
and then every car is getting smarter, and it's like it's a different thing. People want all the latest new technology, right? Like it's like
yeah.
I couldn't go to a vehicle now that didn't have like a rear view camera mirror, like so like rear view camera, like so when I'm parallel parking, I like to see my rear view, in the
Right.
camera. So I
Right.
could not go back and not have that, and then like using all the different features that comes with the new vehicles. They have self driving now. They have all these different features, GPS, and that's like on
Right.
the dashboard with these giant screens, like looks like a
Yes.
TV screens in your car now. Like people want these new things, so they're going to lean to the newer vehicles, and a majority of these newer vehicles going to be electric. So just like with anything, we
Right.
left we left walking till we got horse and buggy, and there were the horses were pulling the buggies, and then from the horse and
Right.
buggy we got the automobile, and now the automobile is moving now from gas to electric. So over time, things will consistently change, and I think that's what's important to look like. It's not going to be like if this is going to happen. It's going to be a matter of when. So I
Yeah.
feel like people
Next
should
is
be.
next is gonna be flying.
Yeah, they already had those out. If you go to the consumer electronics show, every year in Vegas in January, you'll see all the new technologies coming out in the next 10 to 15 years. So
Yeah.
they have already shown that. I've already seen them with my two eyes of flying cars, but they can't release it just yet.
I
But
got a question.
go
I got a
ahead.
question. Why is the EV industry important to you?
I would say it's one the biggest thing I'll start with is the environmental aspect, right?
Yeah.
And then before I even get to that, so one, you're using clean energy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Two, the price of gas is constantly rising, right? And I know in
Right.
California we're about $2 to $3 higher than everyone else because of our taxes and everything.
Mm.
But paying $6 to $8 a gallon, I'm not 6 to 8, that's pretty high, but on average, anywhere from high threes to six per gallon, and then being able to switch that over and do maybe 20 to 30 bucks a tank. That's a
Right.
game changer, right? That's a game
Right.
changer
Right.
from
Right.
charging. So I would say that the time, the effort, the ability to charge at home too. So now you're not paying for any gas. So the environmental, the time savings you can have if you just charge at home, you never have to worry about going to the gas station anymore, which could save you 30, 40 minutes. But
Yes.
you're still kind of exchanging that because you're having to leave your car there first, but simply, if you park your car somewhere, you're leaving your car there anyway.
Right.
So and then like new technology, right? Who doesn't want to be who doesn't want the best of like what's new, right? Who wants to be stuck, driving an
In the
old
old. Right.
some 1980s vehicle that has a cassette player in it? Like no one wants that.
Right. The cars still look good, but hey, it's time to upgrade, sir.
I'm tired of it. So same question to you, man. Like, what would you think? Like, why do you think people?
EVs are the key technology to decarbonate transport.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest to me. That's why it's important because it's cleaner, right? It's very clean. Like when we had this, I ain't see no oil spots. I ain't see no. I didn't smell no type of gas. Like it's cleaner. Like have you ever drove down the highway and you got your windows down
Yeah.
and you could just smell gas? You can smell oil sometimes. So
Yeah,
and
for
it's not
sure.
good for you. It's not healthy.
For sure.
So that's why I think transition to electric because not only you transition from you know I say foul, but you transition to more pure air. That's what it's all
Mm-hmm.
about. They trying to it's more clean. It's pure air to me. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. And on top of that, let's dive into that a little bit deeper for a second, right? So, no more oil changes, no more
do you
maintenance checkup. It's like the maintenance is different now. So the maintenance checkup now they go on and do a diagnostic with a computer, and you're in and out within 10 minutes.
right? Absolutely.
So no more oil changes. No more brake leaks and all the different chemicals you got to use for the car. Like you can literally like I think it's so much easier to cleaner for yourself, for your environment, even for your driveway. I just thought about
Hmm.
that too. That's a good point. Like no more oil changes, right?
Right, right,
Just
right,
keeping
right.
yourself tuned up. And also, one of the coolest things I've noticed is that a few of my EV owners, friends, especially the ones that drive Teslas, they do like a company wide update, like to the system, and overnight the car goes 10 miles faster. Like overnight, they
Wow.
just literally update the system. Now the car knows how to go faster. It's crazy to think about that. It's like
Wow.
what?
Wow.
It's like, huh? Like you wake up now, your car is a little bit faster than it was yesterday, just because
Whoa.
they update. So
That's
the future is here, guys. The future is now.
that's amazing.
And as we dive into it more, I'm excited because we've been a part of this infrastructure, especially in Indianapolis and throughout the state of Indiana. We're seeing the stuff that's going on, right? We see the initiatives, right? We see Go Green Indiana, Go Green Indy, EV, like a lot was the EV Indy, all these different groups in Indianapolis that are working to make more people drive clean
Hmm.
um,
Right.
and go electric and even a part of the national electric vehicle infrastructure, we're seeing what's going to be coming out within the next year to 2 years. So now let's take a minute to segment into like the future and what we see and what we're seeing now in the back end that's coming to the forefront.
Right.
Uh, and I think it's going to be a lot of the big gas stations that you're going to now that are going to have electric charging stations at the same pump as well. And what do you think, Jamar?
I don't, man. That'll be something to see because I don't know. Um, I want to speak on a safety standpoint. I think gas station would do that, but it's got to be like the gas station. Like if we go to Bucky's up in Kentucky, something like that, because it's a bigger company. Like, and I think that like they have one area where it's be nothing but electric station, then on the other side is gas.
Yeah.
Just speaking on a safety standpoint.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be the biggest one. So already with the state of Indiana, right? So we do know the winners of the NEVI grant. So what the NEVI grant stands for National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure, and these are the companies that applied for the state to pay for about 80% of their project. We also applied. We did not get approved. So if anybody from the department is hearing this, feel free to make us reconsider us for the next round. But we're
Right.
looking at it's like 10 companies that won. BP won were allotted 10 sites. So they had
Hmm.
10 sites. Tesla was allotted 10 sites. That right there is 50% of the sites right there. So they both have 20 sites. That's 20, that's 52, 52, no, 50.2, 50 point, 51, my bad. 52 point percent of the entire distribution went to BP and Tesla. Pilot got 6 stations. Love's Travel Stops got 4. And then you got these are all big ones that you guys are familiar with, the ones that you're stopping on the highway and going to those big gas stations and seeing those all over. NIPSCO got 2. Universal EV got 2. We got EV Go got 1. Francis Energy got 1. Ready Charging got 1. Village Pantry got 1. And Wawa got 1. I didn't even know we even had Wawas in Indiana, but they
A
got a
Wawa?
location.
I ain't seen that.
I ain't seen
Oh,
one either,
oh,
but
okay. It
but they're
is.
building out a station. Yeah, they're building out a station in Indianapolis. They might end up building a whole gas station around it. I mean, like a whole station around it. I would assume that.
Okay.
So like they're gonna be built on toll roads, at some pilot gas stations, travel centers of America. Obviously love travel stations. Myers, Thornton's, Casey's, Colonial Oil Industry, Hampton Inn, Hard Rock Casino, Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Jefferson Town Center, J.P. Morgan and Chase Company, LaQuinta Inn and Suites, Quality Inn and Suites, Ricker Oil Company, Village Pantries, and a Wawa. So if we haven't seen that Wawa, they're probably building that one. So that's where they're going to be building. There's a total of 39 stations already, been awarded for that. So we know that's coming. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be seeing development already today, and we're supposed to be seeing the fruits of the labor by the end of this year of year one.
Hmm.
So that's
Uh,
coming. That's
yeah.
coming. That's already been those dollars have been spent, and those are the winners of the 2023 going to 24 Nevi Grant. So we're excited for this next round to come up so we can win it. It's going to be for the next 5 years, and every year that they're allotted $20 million for the state of Indiana.
See, NEVI is the Infrastructure Investment in Jobs Act. 5 billion electric vehicles infrastructure bill designed to make ultra fast charging accessible and reliable across U.S. highways. Now, I want to speak on ChargePoint. Right, ChargePoint is a big company, and they take leadership. They take full leadership at providing a network charging solution for electric vehicles. Today announced. Now I'm speaking Campbell, California. Today announced continued leadership in enabling DC fast charging at National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure, which is NEVI program funded locations. Two nearly open charge point sites along Interstate 95 in Rhode Island make in the first state of the nation to complete phase one in the NEVI program.
Yeah.
So
So
everything is, it's like everything is climbing. The rates are going
yeah,
up. Like, and everybody's saying, and ChargePoint is a big company. And if
yeah.
you don't know a lot of charging stations that you can go on ChargePoint and stuff like that and find
There's
locations that
multiple
you can.
companies. Yeah, there's
Yes.
ChargePoint, there's EVgo,
Uh,
there's Blue Charge. There's so many different charging companies out there that actually own the hardware,
yeah.
and some of them allow you to partner with them and white label it so you can have your own brand on it as well. So
Right. You can go to the plug.
yeah,
Yeah. They
and
can
tap
come to.
in and tap in with us, right? So
Right.
if any of those companies want to sponsor and want us to work with them here in the Indianapolis area, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We want to take over that infrastructure for the for the Indianapolis and Indiana areas. So we working on that too. So we got a lot of things in the movement.
Right.
We're a part of a few different organizations that are going to take over. Um,
So,
the
Channel, what we got coming up? Like, what kind of things we're gonna attend this year? Like, what we got coming up?
I know you guys have an event coming up. Tell me about the event that you guys just scheduled this past one. I mean, this one's
Uh,
coming up with the Internet Interdisciplinary Ministry Association.
yeah. The CEO, he will be attending the breakfast and congregating and politicking with a lot of people that's in the EV space and stuff like that, which will be held Tuesday on the is it the 6th? Is
Yeah, I
Tuesday
think
the
it's once a
6th?
month. Yeah.
Yes, he will be there politicking with them and telling them more about the business, just to meet more people, get them involved with our company. And then I was hoping to get up in the parade. That would have been a big deal for us, man.
Yeah, I think the Circle City Classic Parade would have been dope. Um,
Yes.
but we'll see if we can get the next one. I think the biggest thing for us, we were able to go to Indiana Black Expo. I think we'll be able to really build more stuff coming up in the future too. So I know it's stuff's gonna come for sure.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, anything else this year? We're gonna continue to build our podcast and get more followers so we can be able to stream on Facebook, because Facebook got their own guidelines. So if when we post this, we just pray that the people on watching like what we're doing and just tap in.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing some interviews coming up shortly. We're scheduling those out, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
We're all gonna also be on the news station, so make sure y'all tune in for that.
Hmm.
Um, I think that's what channel 8.
Yeah, Channel 8, Fox
Yeah, we'll be
59.
on there in 559. So we'll be on those shortly. Getting tapped in with those also. So make sure y'all stay tapped in with us because we're gonna be showing y'all some new things coming in there.
Hmm.
Um, our website is dropping, so we'll be having some products and things that for electric vehicle owners that's available now. So make sure y'all tap into the website evmobileconnect.com. And then if any mainly keeping the main thing, if you ever just want to test out our charging services, our mobile charging services,
Right.
just give us a
Absolutely.
call. Give us a call,
And we want Style to get to you.
and we'll come out and check you guys out. So I think next week too. I think next week what we start talking about is let's start talking about uh different innovations and the EV technology. So now we kind of set the foundation of what the infrastructure is. Now let's start talking about next the different innovation things that are coming out from the vehicle, maybe a vehicle standpoint.
Hmm.
We'll talk about what's coming out from different things in forms of the technology, the batteries, the chips, the speed of the vehicle, all that
Hmm.
sort of stuff. So I think that'll be the next thing we do as
Okay.
well.
Okay. And if we have any Dallas Cowboy fans out there, tap in.
Yeah, we not repping no Dallas Cowboys on here.
See, now we got us a problem now.
Because the thing
See,
is,
I need
we
help. I need people to back me up now. I need
so
help.
so you can go to Dallas with that. This is we're gonna focus on the Indianapolis Colts. Here.
All
So we
right.
need to
Yeah.
focus on the Indianapolis Colts, and also too, like if you guys um, know anyone that wants to get their vehicle charged or how to need help getting their vehicle charged, because we have a conversation. Do people know how to charge an electric vehicle? You know, if they don't, that's kind of hard for people not to know. We can help them as well. So
Look, and you got plenty of videos where you showing them and
make
teaching them.
sure they go to our Instagram,
Yeah,
TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok,
We
Facebook.
we, we have tutorials on there, so people who
And if we
need
need
help with that.
if we need to create us an old MySpace page so y'all can get that, then we'll have to do that too.
If that's even available. So,
Right.
like I always say, man, if you get stalled, you know who to give us a call, EV Mobile Connect.
Yes.
Um, and let's make sure we give them our phone number. Where can they contact us, Jay, for our EV Mobile Connect?
Um, honestly,
Let me get 1 second. So, if you guys want to connect, make sure you give us a call at 765 Once again,
mhm.
765-745-8148. And the rates do vary, and we'll discuss rates depending on
Yeah, absolutely.
location and everything. So give us a call, and we'll love to be able to service you guys. We're actually, and the good thing about our rates too, we actually are lower than a tow truck. So if you don't want to get your vehicle towed and damaged, give us a call. So that's a good session today, man. I think
That's
that was
great
good.
sense.
Uh, episode two's out, so make sure you gonna be dropping soon. So make sure you guys stay tuned for episode number 3 at the plug. So
At
thank
the
you guys.
plug. I'm
Thanks
Jay.
so much for Jay. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week. Stay blessed, and we'd love to see you guys come back next week.
Absolutely. See y'all soon.